Nobody warned me that losing my vision wouldn't just change the way that I saw the world, that it would change the way that I see myself. When people talk about vision loss, they usually talk about the doctor's appointments, the treatments, technology, adaptation, mobility, and learning how to get back to walking and moving your life without your vision. But they don't talk about confidence. As a matter of fact, and especially don't talk about it enough in our circles that I've been in. So today in this video, I'm going to be talking about how losing your vision causes you to lose your confidence and question who you are. People assume that when you start to lose your confidence at the vision loss, that it just happens when you lose your vision. No, it doesn't. When you start to lose your confidence, it happens gradually, right? It just happens as you continue on living your life and you encounter situations and doing things that you used to do. And you question yourself about doing them anymore. Maybe they're more difficult for you to do them than they used to be. You stop going places you used to go because you're not confident in your ability to go those places. You start just questioning some of the smallest and simplest things that you used to do with ease, prior to your vision loss. Especially when you are going through something like myself, I'm losing my vision, progressively. And so I feel like each time that, I lose a little bit more of my vision, that sometimes it causes me to lose a little bit of my confidence in maybe a new skill that I learned how to do or that I accomplished, that I mastered in my vision loss states. And then it begins, as you go on your vision loss journey, you start to develop this self-doubt. Your vision loss, starts to cause you to question yourself, your abilities to do the things that you used to do, your ability to be sufficient, your ability to independently go places on your own, your ability to work. Because maybe sometimes you've had to work. You were working and now you had to, stop working because you're not confident that you can do that job efficiently and successfully like you used to do. For me particularly, that's what happened with me. I was doing therapy at the time of my progressive vision loss, where it got to the point where I was struggling to see the screens. I was struggling to do my paperwork on all the computer networks and interfaces. So, I lost my confidence, in my ability to do the job. And all of a sudden, I didn't feel like this, empowered, strong therapist anymore who was in a position to tell people how to move on in their lives and deal with their depression and their anxiety and everything. So, it caused me to have this big self-doubt, this question, big old question mark, right? In my head about whether I was capable or not of being the person that I'd always been prior to my vision loss, and then there's this hidden fear that you begin to develop about how people see you or what they think about you, because now you're depending on people more, to help you. You're asking for more help. You're not able to do all the things efficiently like you used to do prior to your vision loss. And so you start having this little thing in your mind that, you know, um, people may think that I'm incompetent. Oh my gosh, people are judging me. People are thinking of me like I'm some invalid or I'm some, person who can't take care of herself or can't do the things that I'm supposed to do, and you start to have this little thing in you, and all of a sudden, your abilities begin to be the ones that you judge yourself by. Your capability, your value, all of a sudden starts to be judged by your ability. But the reality is that your your independence does not determine your confidence, right? because you just learning a new skill doesn't just automatically bring your confidence back, right? It doesn't automatically cause your confidence come back and you're just this person, because remind you, this is a mindset, an emotional adjustment that you're going through, a mental thought process that you have to work throughout this vision loss. This is not a physical thing that's going on. This is emotional and mental. And so, and the biggest thing you start to think of, what will people think? Right? What will people think about me if they see me with my white cane? What will they think about me if they know I can't work anymore? What do they think about me now that I'm not the business person, the avid entrepreneur, and the self sufficient and confident person that I used to be? What will they think about me? So all that stuff starts to go on in your head. But I want you to know that your confidence is more than your independence, right? Because the reality that we all grow to learn, throughout this vision loss journey is that we we will have to depend on people to help us with certain things. We will need a support system, whether it's a family, whether it's friends, whether it's a network out there, whether it's your church, even accommodations at work and school, whatever you're doing, you're still going to have to be interdependent with people in order for you to develop skills and build yourself back up as the person that you want to be, who you see yourself as a valued individual. You'll need these support systems and these people to do that. So it's not about being able to do everything independently on your own that builds your confidence, but it's you learning that you are capable, that you are still capable of doing anything that you desire in this life if you choose to. Again, it's mental. It's not just physically learning the things. We'll all learn the skills. We'll all learn to adapt and adjust as time goes on for the things that we need to adjust and adapt to. But it's all about your belief and understanding that you can do it. Understanding that in spite of all of this, your vision loss and the things that's going on, that you are still a valuable person, that you are still a self sufficient person, that you are still capable of living a meaningful life. I want you to hear that and I want you to know that because it's true. What helps you rebuild your confidence? Because it's not like you just all of a sudden became this unconfident person and now your confidence is coming back all of a sudden because you learn how to work on a computer, but that's a part of it, right? As you learn those skills, how to use your phone, how to use technology, how to be more independent on yourself, how to be more self-sufficient in spite of your vision loss, yes, your confidence will start to gradually rebuild and come back. But what really starts to rebuild your confidence, especially for me, is that learning and really seeing that I was still capable. Not just learning how to make a cup of coffee, but knowing that I was still capable of being the person and doing the things and being independent and living a life full of freedom and, you know, how I wanted to live. That's what started me and helped me understand to rebuild my confidence back as I started to walk through this journey and accept where I was at in this journey and know that where I was right now was not going to be the end, that my story didn't stop at my vision loss, but another story was going to be rebuilt. And if you're going through this, or you know someone who is going through this and they're struggling, with their vision loss because they feel like they've lost their confidence and they've lost their independence, they're losing a piece of themselves and they just can't get over it. I want you to know that there is space. There is something over the hump. Once you get over this hump for you, your life is still meaningful. you're still capable and you're still able to do the things that you want to do. If you want to work, you can learn the skills and be able to go back to work to do it. You may not be able to do it the way you used to do it, or you may not even be able to do the job you used to do, but you can still move on and live an independent life with freedom. But the confidence is necessary in order for you to gain your independence back, right? To even feel confident enough to go out, in the world and go to the plays, go to the shows, go to the parties and events you're being invited to, go to the conferences and speak, and share your story. That takes confidence before you get to that point. Your independence doesn't create your confidence. Your confidence creates your independence. Your independence creates your freedom. Remember that. Confidence creates your independence. Independence creates your freedom. And your freedom leads to the life that you want to live after your vision loss. Doesn't stop. Your story is just beginning. Doesn't end here. And I hope this was really helpful for you today. I'm going to leave some resources down here in the description for you to go to and download, because I have a free guide that can help you. Your 7 is called the first step roadmap. And it just kind of helps you figure out what to do, after that vision loss. If you're newly adjusted to vision loss, it helps you with that. And also, I'm going to attach to you, I have a course that you can take that helps you rebuild your confidence, rebuild your independence, and help you get on that path to your freedom, the one that you're looking for. So thank you so much. And I'm going to be doing this series, and it's called I Didn't Know. And each week, I'm going to be talking about another thing that I didn't know about vision loss. And next week, I want you to come back here, because the next thing I'm going to be talking about is that I didn't know that I was grieving after vision loss. So thanks for joining me on Beyond the Blur with Shima, and I'll see you next week. And don't forget to subscribe and share my channel with those who also are going through this vision loss journey and they can lose a little bit of support. Take care. See you next week.